All right, my name is not Kaylee Hennessy. My name is Jenna Desiderio Thomas. I am using my friend's Zoom account because she has a paid version. Why not? She is my upline coach. But we are so excited to have you guys here tonight and to share this coaching opportunity. What is coaching? Our stories. If you don't have a drink, get one, even if it's your shake or water. It's fine. I'm doing a no booze challenge right now with being in this quarantine life. So my name is Jenna Desiderio Thomas. I am the founder of Team Anchored by Fitness. And tonight we really just wanted to do something different to where we are sharing more of our stories and not the, what do you do as a coach? How do you make money? We have all those videos in our group that I'm pretty sure you guys are all in. If not, you can ask your coach to add you to it. And then we have videos that we can send you to really teach you more about the behind the scenes of coaching and how the business really works. But with everything going on, we just really wanted to share our stories with you and how we are all so different on this team. We have moms, we have women who are pregnant, postpartum, working full time, crazy lifestyles. But, oh, sorry, I have to make sure it's muted. We just want to share because so many people can do this business. They can come in here, they can create an amazing business for themselves. And it's just when somebody's like, I don't know if I can do it because I'm not at my goal weight, or I'm not this, or I'm not that. It's like, we know you can do it because we're doing it. So I just want everybody to be able to come, hang out, listen, and see how we're all different, what this business and Beachbody has done for us. So a little bit about me, I'm gonna share my story. Set a timer because we have a lot of amazing people who are going to be speaking tonight, and I don't want to speak for too long because I can totally do that very, very easily. All right, so a little bit about how I got started with Beachbody. I've been a coach for almost 7 years. I started my journey back in August of 2013. I'm originally from New Jersey, born and raised. My family owned a bakery where I grew up, and I ate all of the food. And I was actually on an Outer Banks vacation, which is where I now live. And I was at my heaviest weight. I was 185 pounds almost. And I had struggled with my weight since I was about in the 4th grade. I was always an emotional eater, always self-conscious, hated my body. And I reached out to a girl on social media, which some of you may have done. And I was like, help me. She was posting about Shakeology, workouts, and it was very unlike me to be like, I need help and just pour my life story out to somebody. But I had gotten to a point in my life where I was just miserable. So long story short, I signed up with DVDs back then, Insanity DVDs, a bag of shakes that I was like, I'll drink it for like 30 days and not pay for it ever again. Here I am drinking mine. And in my first 30 days, I was put into a group with people that I was like, whatever, I don't need community. And that community pushed me through my first 30 days on this journey. I lost 12 pounds and 22 inches in my first 21 days. And I had to say it was the fact that I had a coach that was pushing me and people that were showing up every day sharing their journey. And about a month in, I was like, all right, I know I can help people with this. People were asking me, what are you doing? Like, you look great. I was working at my bakery. They're like, your skin looks clear. You're happier. I was sleeping better. I honestly was a nicer person. And I was like, oh, you know, like P90X, Insanity. And they're like, oh, yeah. And I was like, you could do it too. So I asked my coach, I'm like, should I just send you the people? And she's like, well, why don't you become a coach? It's like, okay, cool, I'll do it. I was 21 years old when I started. I didn't have no college degree, no social media background, nothing. I played sports, but I was never like into fitness. I knew nothing about nutrition really, just what I learned from going through the programs. And I was like, let's do it. So in less than a month, I signed up as a coach and I started working my business as more as a hobby coach. I didn't really see the vision and the opportunity with this business until I went to a super weekend event, which are our quarterly events. And I was watching we were part of the #1 team in the company. I was watching all these women, young, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, successful in this business, come out of debt, come out of cancer battles, like come out of really, really, really hard times. But this business, the community, the fitness, the nutrition, the business opportunity was changing their life. And I was like, I'm going to do it. I'm going to go for it. And I decided that I was going to fully work the business. I was going to help people change their life while sharing my story. And that was right when my mom was diagnosed with stage 4 melanoma cancer. And I said to my coach, I was like, you know what, I'm 23. I'm like, I have to go to family bakery. I worked at our family bakery. I was like, I just have to take a step back. And for a second, I was like, why am I going to take a step back? Like, this journey is literally changing my life. I'm helping people. I lost 45 pounds. I felt better. And I was the happiest I'd ever been. Why am I going to lean out of something that is the light in my life right now? And I needed to stay healthy for her. I needed to stay healthy for myself. And I needed to stay strong. And she passed away. Be 5 years in July. I'm trying not to be emotional. But I showed up every day and helped 3 new people on their health and fitness journey while I sat next to her side as she fought cancer, got treatments. I worked at my family bakery. Me and Logan almost broke up. Like, it was a really hard time, but I leaned in because I knew that I wanted to be able to build a business to where I could someday stay home with my kids. I wanted to build a business to where I could literally change people's lives. And just to show you, these people on this call today wouldn't be here if I wasn't here. And that, to me, is insane because I never thought I could be a leader. I never thought I could help people change their lives with health and fitness. Like, I was heavy all of my life. I wasn't into fitness. I knew nothing about nutrition, but I have a vision to be able to stay home with my kids someday, play with my kids, get them on the bus, make extra money for my family. And we now are able to live in North Carolina, Outer Banks, because I work full time from home. I built this business. I've been able to pay off debt. I've been able to travel and earn free trips through the company. And honestly, it is one of the most amazing decisions I have ever made in my life. And even though my husband at first was like, "You're not doing it," I was like, "I'm doing it." We were dating at the time, and I did it, and I'm still here today. And I could talk about it all day long, but I don't want to keep you guys all night with just listening to me. So if you have any questions about my story, you can type questions in the chat box throughout the call. But that is my story in a nutshell. We have big goals this year for Team Anchored by Fitness, and I'm going to throw it over to Amanda, who is one of my top coaches and leaders on my team.
Hi guys, I'm Amanda. So I am one of Jenna's first coaches ever on Team Anchored by Fitness, but I am also the founder of Team Home Run Fitness. And my story is a little bit different than Jenna's because I actually am a plus size coach. And I feel like if you have looked at other accounts on social media, most people are really skinny and fit with 6-pack abs. And I'm definitely not that person and I will never be that person. And I'm 100% okay with that. I actually was born with a hip deformity. So I was born with a clipped hip. And when I turned 11, I actually had a screw put into my leg and I walk with a permanent limp because of it. And by the time I'm about 40, I'm going to need a hip replacement because my hip is slowly deteriorating from arthritis. But that has never stopped me. I used my hip as an excuse a lot when I was growing up. And I was in a very unhealthy relationship when I was younger. And as a result, I gained a lot of weight. And by the time I was 20, I was 242 pounds and I was wearing a size 18-20. And I kind of just plateaued at 242 pounds for a good number of years. When I first met my now husband, he was really fit, really handsome. He's still handsome. And we met at Montclair State in New Jersey. And I was like, oh man, he's so fit. Like he's so cute. And I am like a blob. And I had a lot of low self-esteem. I was always known as like the friend, never the person that had the boyfriend. And I was always setting people up. And for me, I was like, I need to lose weight for my wedding. I just want to lose some weight for my wedding. And my grandmother was the biggest supporter of my journey. And she was always like, let me help you buy pills. Let me help you do this. Let me help you do that. And I was always like, I can do it. I can do it. I can do it. And right before my wedding, I actually, from an infomercial, I bought T25 DVDs. And I lost 30 pounds before my wedding, but I would work out and then go eat pizza. So, I didn't buy any of the shakes or anything like that. And then right after I got married, my grandmother got very, very, very sick and she died when she was 65 years old. And I made a promise to myself that I would get healthy for her. So I actually reached out to Jenna and I actually grew up in the same town and she's actually younger than I am. And I was like, okay, it's like, what are you doing? And she was like, if you're going to do this, this is what you need to do. You need to get the shakes. You need to do the DVDs. You need to get the containers. And I was like, all right, whatever. Yeah, I'll try that for like 30 days. And like, let's just like see what happens. And like I said to you guys, I have a hip deformity. I modified, if you've ever done the 21-day fix, I followed Kat the redhead. I modified the entire thing because I can't get down on the ground to do surrenders and things like that. I can't do a burpee. And in my first 21 days, I lost 19 pounds. And I was like, okay, this is pretty cool. And kind of like what Jenna said, I started just kind of posting my journey, not looking to help people at all, not looking to inspire people. I actually had been with another multi-level marketing company in my early 20s, and I was really burned by them. And I was like, I really don't want to do anything like that whatsoever. And Jenna was like, okay, but you have all these people that want your help and are inspired by you. Like, instead of just sending them to me, you could be inspiring them and coaching them and building an income. So I was like, all right, whatever. And I remember my first month as a coach, I actually was the highest ranking coach in the dream team, which is our big team. I actually had beat out like all like the high heavy hitters that had been there for years and years. And I had people who had like been coaches for years messaging me and asking me what I was doing. And I was 30 days into my business. um, and it really was an eye opener. Before I had my first daughter, I lost 80 pounds. I went from a size 18-20 to a size 8-10. And I had my daughter, and then I was on my postpartum journey, and then I got pregnant again. So I'm 25 weeks pregnant right now. But I love everything about this. I love the fact that my limiting belief was that no one would ever follow me because I was plus size, because I was not in my healthiest when I started. And I think that's the biggest fear that a lot of people have coming in time. Number one supporter right there. Just put my baby to bed. I think like that's the biggest fear that people have is like, I'm not my healthiest. No one's going to want to follow me. No one's going to be inspired by me. And you would honestly be surprised by how many people are inspired by your journey, because people will connect with you differently than they connect with myself or Jenna or any of the other amazing leaders that you're going to hear speak tonight. So that's a little bit about me. And I'm going to throw it over to my fellow teacher friend, Hannah.
My name is Hannah, and I have been a coach for 2.5 years. It'll be 3 years in October. When I first started, I was recently married. I had just gotten married the July before. I moved to a new town. I was about to start a new job, and I was on a weight loss journey, but I didn't really. I had been on a weight loss journey for about 10 years, but I could never actually keep the weight off. It was always working out, but eating whatever I wanted, always losing the weight, gaining it back, never having confidence in myself or anything really. But Jenna, she reached out to me on Instagram just one day out of the blue. And we connected. We had a lot of things in common, and I said yes. And I actually had been involved with Beachbody like off and on before that, but I wasn't doing it at the time. And I've been involved in Advocare. I've done pills. I've done anything that's offered. I've done it because I've tried it all, and obviously nothing had worked. And I didn't feel lost, but I just kind of felt like I wasn't happy whenever I first started. So I committed, and I was gonna work the business like, if it happened, it happened. If it didn't, it wasn't really a big deal. And I really started focusing on my business about a year ago. I actually have a almost 1-year-old in a week, sad. And I started because I realized, okay, I'm gonna have a kid. Like, we're gonna have to make an extra income. I want this for my family. And so I decided to go all in, or so I thought. And a little bit about like what I do, because it's gonna kind of tie in at the end, is I'm a teacher. I'm a middle school PE teacher. I'm an assistant softball coach. At the time, I coach basketball. My husband's a head boys basketball coach. He coaches baseball. He's a teacher. And so our life is ridiculously busy, like all the time, year round. And so I always would make excuses or let fear or doubts and those excuses paralyze me from really becoming a leader that that I knew I could be, but I had doubt in my mind. And so about 3 months ago, I decided, I guess it was the new year, like, so cliche, that I wanted this for my family. I wanted this for myself. I wanted this for others. And I just took it like a grain of salt and I ran with it. And, so many times, like in this business, people say, well, I don't have time. Like, I don't have time to, I have too many things going on. I don't have time to focus on myself. I don't have time to focus on, starting something else new. First of all, it's a lie to yourself, because I literally, like, there are nights during softball season, I don't get home until midnight, but I still showed up, even though like it may not have been like 100%, I still showed up every day. And I put in the time. I don't sit down and work like 1 hour at a time every day. I do in pockets of time. And I think that's kind of some people, when they think about starting this, like they think you have to like sit down and work for like 8 hours a day. False, like so false. I've literally built this business in an hour a day. Like that's it, an hour. Sometimes, honestly, I spent 30 minutes, but I showed up. Even though I might not have had that time that I wish I would have had, I still showed up every single day. And so when people come to me and say like, I don't have time, I just laugh, because I'm like, well, I wish I had more time, honestly. But when you're passionate about something and you believe in something and you want something so bad, then you're going to go after it no matter what. And you'll just throw the excuses out the door. But a little bit about like, sorry, I'm like super fired up about this, because it's just like, I just am. And I'm so like, I'm everywhere, but I don't even care. So a little bit about like my pregnancy and weight loss, I guess, over the last like year. I had a really healthy pregnancy, and I really think it's because I show up every day for myself, but I also show up for my challenges and my coaches. I've been able to have a fairly easy, postpartum journey, because I show up every single day. And, people say, well, I couldn't do what you do. Well, I didn't think I could do it either. But when you just like, I don't know, like you just grow into a person that you've always dreamed of being, but then you realize you're actually doing it. And it's like, whoa, like that's crazy. But being a part of a community and being surrounded by women like that all have the same goals, that has really brought me to the place that I'm at. And I'm very, very passionate about sharing this with others, because I believe in this business and I believe in the products. I believe in the workouts, and they've changed my life, and I want them to change everyone else's life too. And so that's just kind of my coaching story. And it's funny, because I was kind of sitting thinking about like what I was going to talk about tonight. And I was like, you know what, like, I never would have thought that I would be sitting here on a call talking to 30 plus people about my story. But that was fear and doubt, like playing in my mind. Like I hated posting on Instagram. I hated posting on Facebook. I hated sharing my story, because I felt like it was my life and I shouldn't share it. But then once I started sharing it, I just became like, it became normal and it became easy. And it just, guys, like if you're even doubting, like even joining or signing up or coaching, like I just want you to try it for like 2 weeks, that's it. And you're gonna like see the opportunity and the passion behind everybody on this call or on this team. And when I first started, I never thought that I wanted to give up teaching, because I always thought this was just going to be a side gig, something I could make extra money, and be able to pay for daycare like I have this month, pay for my products like I have this month, be able to pay for half a daycare like I have been able to in just the month of April. Like I want this full time, and I like giving up teaching is definitely something that I want, after being a part and seeing the growth in my business over the last 3 months. Sorry, my thing. just went, I don't know what happened. But that's my story, and I am I'm handing it over to Kate R.
Oh, okay, there you go.
I'm unmuted. Sorry.
Okay.
So I am Kate. I am from New Jersey, and I have been a coach for a year and a half. And I just wanted to start by saying it warms my heart that you guys are all here, and it shows that you want to make a change, you're ready to make a change, and you're ready to start a journey for yourself. So welcome. Congratulations for being here, and thank you for listening to all of us. But a little bit about me. I am a teacher. I'm on year 5, and I started my journey actually using those little cute containers that Amanda was talking about. So my sister got married, oh my gosh, like 5 years ago now, and I was dating my husband. Very overweight. I started, I think it was like 250 pounds, and it was after her wedding, and I could kick myself because I had all these plans to lose weight. I was her maid of honor, and I just failed once again. And so I started the containers, the 21-day fix. It's now Ultimate Portion Fix, and I saw results almost immediately. And then I started with the workouts, and by that time I was engaged. I was sweating for the wedding. I had my own house. I was doing my own thing, and I was seeing more results, but I still was stuck in that mindset of my limiting beliefs and just failing and starting again and failing and starting again. And Jenna reached out to me on Instagram, and we talked. I ignored her. We talked more. I ignored her. Probably for about 6 months, not gonna lie. And it was just those limiting beliefs, guys, that I didn't believe in myself. And it was New Year's Eve, as cliche as that is, like Hannah just said. And I said, I am starting a New Year's resolution. It's a new year. I just want to grow. However that was, I was getting married, I was growing as a family, and I just wanted to do something for myself, whether it was learn something new or travel or whatever it was. And Jenna reached out to me again, and I was like, this is my sign. This is my sign to make a change for myself, try something, believe in myself, stick to it. And I did have a lot of limiting beliefs. I was very overweight. I mean, I wasn't 250 pounds at this point, but I was still very overweight. I was unhappy. I was not confident in my own skin. And I just needed to bite the bullet and do it. So I signed up as a coach, and Jenna, is it 2 weeks in? I think I texted Jenna
Honeymoon.
on her honeymoon. Whatever. Yes, she wanted to come home from Aruba, wherever you were, and kick my butt. So I texted Jenna and I said, I can't do this. I was overwhelmed. So I'm a teacher, but I'm also a grad student. I'm currently finishing up my thesis right now. It was just all of the things going on, and those limiting beliefs had not yet gone away. I mean, I was only 2 weeks in, but I stuck to it, and here I am a year and a half later. And it's just incredible, the change that I've seen in myself. I was thinking about it today, and I knew the physical results would come. I was already seeing a physical transformation. I saw the transformations from all the girls in the Fit Bod Squad, in our accountability group. So I knew that was going to come, but I didn't realize the change I was going to see in myself. My confidence, my happiness. I just see the world in a different light. And I know that sounds so incredibly corny, but I don't want to get emotional. But it's incredible how I've changed as a person, and how my relationships have changed, how I have changed how I see myself. And it's just, I knew I needed that change, but I didn't know that I needed all of this. So that's my story. Before I start crying, I told you, Jen, I would cry. But that is just a little bit about me, a little bit about my journey. And you guys are all here for a reason. And like I said, it warms my heart that you are all here, that you want to make a change. So congratulations. I am going to pass it off to Kimberly.
Hey ladies! As you can tell, I have my hands full. I didn't get my girls' night that I thought I was going to get. But let me just say, we all look really good for being quarantined for 30 days and not getting our hair done and our nails done and our eyebrows. So kudos to you. Okay. So my story actually, it's not the typical weight loss story. I was never overweight as a child. I was never overweight as a child. I actually gained all of my weight when I was pregnant with this one. I wasn't working out. I wasn't eating right, but I thought, okay, you know, I'm going to bounce back. Like, I've always been healthy. I've always worked out. And after I had her, it was about 3 months later and the weight wasn't coming off. And I was miserable. I was lashing out at every single person I could. I, at times, like, didn't even, this is going to sound terrible, but, like, I didn't even want to look at Peyton because I was like, you did this to me. And, so I reached out to Amanda, who I've known basically my entire life. Hold on, please. Can you please take her? Guys, I'm so sorry. So I reached out to my friend Amanda and I was like, listen, I need to lose this weight before something happens. Like, I'm miserable. I don't want to go out anymore. I don't want to talk to people. And it was just like, I was getting really depressed. So she's like, just try the Beachbody workouts. You've seen me doing it for years. Stop being, you know, so standoffish to it. So I said, fine, I'll do the workouts, but I am definitely not doing the nutrition. Like, no, I want to eat my pizza still. I want my ice cream. I want my alcohol. And she was like, just give it a try. For one program, just give the nutrition a try. And I did. And I lost 30 pounds on 80-day obsession. Woo woo! I never felt better. I was wearing a bathing suit, like a bikini at the beach, sending photos to my Fit Bod Squad. And they were like, you need to be a coach. And I was like, no, I don't want to be a coach. One, I know nothing about technology and their stories were insane. Second, I just had a baby, so I'm like, I have to take care of her. I was working part-time as a dental assistant, and let's be honest, teeth, floss. But I was like, no, I don't want to do this. So then they kept hounding me in a very positive way, saying what an inspiration I was, that, you know, you just had a baby, it could be really good for other people. So I said, fine, I'll give it a try. I was very, like, I did not enjoy it at first. I didn't want to put myself out there. I didn't want to put my husband being a cop out there. I didn't want to put the struggles of being a mom out there. So I was like lying in my stories on who I was, and I wasn't getting anyone. And then I would cry to Amanda, like, this business isn't for me. I'm not getting anyone. And she's like, just be yourself. Like, you're funny. When it takes me a while to warm up to people, but she's like, you're funny. You got great dance moves. You're outgoing. So once I finally just said, you know what, my why is more important as my excuses. Like, my daughter, like, I want to be home with my girl. At that time, I was not pregnant with this one, but I wanted to be home with my kids. I didn't want to go to work. I missed out on a lot with my mom growing up because she still had to work. And I didn't want that for my girls. I wanted to be a part of everything they were doing with school and have the home cooked meals for them and just be present. So
she always freezes. Kimberly. Who was Kim supposed to throw it over to? Do we remember? Jess? Was it Jess?
Jess H.
Okay. Go for it. Because unfortunately, oh, wait, is she back?
like my husband's like, I love everything that you do now. So after, you know, I'm already down 20 pounds. I'm only 12 weeks postpartum and I'm back to working out, boxing. Joel is my man. If I could cheat on Andrew or leave anyone for Andrew, it would be him. Cool eye candy. So listen, just if you're nervous, if you're scared, if you're shy, I never would have thought I'd be talking on this call. I was the type of person that would purposely miss school so I didn't have to give a presentation in class because I was terrified of showing who I really was. I was afraid people weren't going to like me. You know, people were going to judge my stories. I was going to fumble over my words, which I'm sure I'm doing right now. I was going to just ramble and ramble and ramble. But the truth is, like, I've made such amazing connections with people I would have never made those connections with if I did not start this journey. So if it's just something you're considering, just do it. Find out what your why is, because let me tell you, my girls are my why now. And if they ever felt the way that I felt after having Peyton and hating myself as much as I did, it would break my heart. And I want to show my girls as a role model, like, you need to love yourself. And that doesn't mean being a size 2 or whatever else, but as long as you love who you are. I love myself. I am a MILF and I know it. So dive in, be a part of this community. We welcome you with open arms. To pass it to Jessica H.
Yeah.
Kim, that's a hard act to follow. So guys, I'm Jess. Kim is actually my upline coach. My story is a little different. I was already married when I started my journey. We were married 4 years at the time. I did struggle with my weight, but it got worse the older I got, right? So once I hit 25, I realized I couldn't starve myself anymore to lose weight or fit into my jeans. You know, I couldn't cut out certain foods to lose the weight. And then I started to experience some health issues. I suffered from chronic heartburn. I ended up gaining weight. I was drinking a lot, went to the doctor, and he basically told me that the heartburn was, well, 1, from stress, but 2, from being overweight. So I needed to get my stuff together and get healthy. So I had actually been following Kim on social media because we went to school together. We went to high school together. I had seen that she lost all this weight. She looked amazing. So through conversations, I found out what she was doing, and I decided to jump in and just commit. So I actually started with just Shakeology and our one nutrition program, To Be Mindset. With just following the nutrition plan and the shakes, I lost 10 pounds. And Kim said to me, you know, you might want to start working out, because I had signed up for the virtual gym with the workouts, but I wasn't doing them. I was like, I don't know, this isn't for me. Like, I don't know if I could do it at home. I always struggled going to the gym because I didn't know what to do. And here I was given personal trainers in my living room, and I was just not ready to do it. So 3 months later, I said, all right, I'm going to start. Transform 20 came out with Shanti. So that was my first program. I did that. I jumped all in. I did 2 rounds of that, followed by our man Joel with Lift 4, and I lost a total of 28 pounds. And through that, I was sharing my journey on Instagram just casually. I wasn't trying to, you know, get anything from it. And Kim said to me, you know, I think you'd be a really good coach. I was using the products and signed up as a discount coach to get a discount on the products, but I didn't want to be a working coach. I felt that I wasn't an inspiration to anybody because I still wasn't at my goal weight. I was working still working a full-time job. So I said, I don't have time for this. My full-time job requires travel. So right now I'm not traveling, but I have to travel for my full-time job. There was a time where I was traveling 3 to 4 times a month. And I said, I don't have the time for this. My full-time job is taking up all of my time. And I said, I'm not outgoing enough. I'm an introvert. through conversations with Kim and realizing that my sharing my journey already was helping people, because I had individuals reaching out to me saying that I was an inspiration. What am I doing? You look great. Like all of this motivational stuff coming just from sharing my personal journey. I decided, all right, let me do this. So I said to Kim, I'm going to jump in. I'm going to try it. So that was a little over a year ago. And I ended up loving it. I love helping people. I never thought I would, but I love putting myself out there and sharing my story. The introvert has become comfortable with public speaking, so to speak. I have to do it for my full-time job. I go and share presentations to a boardroom full of executives, which I'm okay with. But stuff like this made me nervous. And I realized that was silly. And I broke out of my shell, and I haven't looked back. It's one of the best decisions of my life. And when people say, how do you find the time to do it? It's not that I find the time, I make the time. So I make time for my workouts. I make time to get on and do my work. Like Hannah said, whether it's 30 minutes or an hour, I put in whatever time I have when I have it. So I work in my pockets of time, whether it's at the airport when I'm traveling, or it's when I log off work at 5 o'clock, or if it's on my lunch hour. That's usually when I get my workout in, but I fit it in when I can. So guys, if you're feeling that you don't have the time, or you're nervous to speak in front of people or share your journey or put your before and after pictures out there, the gratification of helping just one person makes it all worth it. To have somebody come to you and say, thank you so much for changing my life. Thank you so much for showing me that I can do this too. I can't even explain the feeling that you get from that. And you make forever friendships. And Kim and I were not close in high school, and we talk every day now. It's a wonderful experience. So don't let any of your limiting beliefs stop you. Just do it, and cheers. And I'm gonna pass it off to Kate P.
Hi guys, I'm Kate. I'm also from New Jersey. So funny story, it took me about a year to actually become a Beachbody coach, or even sign up with Beachbody. I told Jenna no about 100 times. We actually found our messages, and I screenshotted and sent them to her because it was hilarious. So little history, I've struggled with my weight probably my entire life. I was one of the teenage kids that actually went to this gym called Curves with her mom, because I was struggling constantly to lose weight. I had a gym membership when I was 16 years old. I went to the gym twice a day because I thought that working out a lot was going to help. I starved myself a lot. I was constantly counting calories. It was not working. So I was able to lose a lot of weight actually before my wedding, but then I had put on, a lot of weight in that, happy honeymoon stage. Someone that I know actually had shared pictures of Jenna on their Facebook page. And I was like, what is this girl doing? I need to look like that. Like, that is exactly what I want to do. So that's when my initial message got sent to Jenna. But my problem was I didn't want to spend the money, because I have a lot of credit card debt, and I still do. But if it weren't for me saying, you know what, screw this, I'm spending $160 to change my life. And it was the best thing I could have ever done. I put it on a credit card, but you know what? Like, I didn't care, because within the next couple of, I would say, I think it was within a month, I made that money back by becoming a coach and helping other people do the exact same thing. I did take a short leave of absence when I got pregnant with my second child, but the fear of missing out hit me. I saw what people were doing, and I wanted to get right back into it. I had the workouts, but the coaching was my accountability. And I get a lot of at-home workouts are not for me. I need the gym, all of this. I worked at a gym. I literally lived at the gym. If I wasn't working, I was working out. And one of my girls that I actually worked with at the gym is on this call with me, Laura. And we worked out all the time. That was what we did. We worked out with the trainers because for us, you couldn't work out at home. And the first program I did was 80-day obsession, and I loved it. I think I don't remember because it was a while ago, but I think I lost 10 pounds. I was in great shape and I was happy, like just happy. I felt good. I enjoyed doing my workouts. I'm about to finish my 4th at-home workout now, and I would never go back. The thought of even getting in the car on a freezing cold day to have to go to the gym, like, no, ew, gross. No, not doing it. So all I have to say is if cost is something that is stopping you from doing this, I signed up just for the discount, which alone is saving you a good amount of money. But why not go the next step further and make back what you spent on your products? Because it literally, like, the way I look at it is, do you spend $7 a day on something that you don't need in your life? I was spending $7 a day at Dunkin' Donuts. That was making me fat. And all I could say is, yes, go ahead and enjoy yourself, but think of that $7 a day and put it into an investment that's going to change your life. It is not a diet. I've been there. This is not a diet. This is a lifestyle change. And this community of women has just been absolutely amazing. I have not met a single one of them face to face, but we talk every single day, and I feel like I've known them my entire life. And I couldn't be happier that a year later, I finally said yes to joining Jenna's team. And now I am going to pass it on to Ariane.
Hello, ladies, and thank you for joining us tonight. My name is Ariane. I actually started this journey back in 2015, and I actually started on a different team when I was in South Carolina. I was a single mom working as a medical assistant in a busy cardiology practice, 3 kids. I was so busy with just life that I didn't even go to the doctor. I hadn't been to the doctor since my youngest daughter was born, and she was 7 at the time. I was smoking heavy, drinking heavy, didn't pay attention to what I was eating. It was just go, go, go the whole time, and that was it. So I didn't deal with my depression. I didn't deal with all the stuff from domestic violence from the past. It was just work, stay busy, and do it all over again, continue. And it ended up catching up with me. I started gaining weight. I ended up being 30 plus overweight. All my clothes were getting snug. And I ended up just feeling like crap, tired all the time, no energy. And I ended up having somebody introduce me to the Beachbody programs. Clueless, no idea what I was doing. It was just working out, and it helped a little bit, but it wasn't enough. There wasn't community with that team. And then I ended up getting married, moving to Texas, so I quit. I got rid of the team and just decided if I'm going to work out, I'll do it by myself. So fast forward to 2018, I had just lost my grandson. He was stillborn at 37 weeks. And then right after, my husband had to deploy. So it was my first deployment with him. It was his 5th. So at that time, I had nobody. You know, I was in Texas, no friends, no nothing, all by myself, trying to figure out my depression and what I was going to do. And at that moment, it was just, you know, I was staying home with my kids. I quit my job, focusing on them and trying to get myself together. And, you know, I worked out, and I saw the workouts were doing great because I did 21 Day Fix Extreme, and it was helping. It helped me clear my head just a little bit, just enough. But I was still missing that community and friends. And it wasn't until right after my husband came home in 2019 that Jenna found me on Instagram. And we somehow had a connection. And it's funny because I had so many coaches blowing up my Instagram, you know, cold messaging and everything. And somehow Jenna just stuck out. And it was because she was just so genuine, sharing about her mom, sharing about her life. She was real. It wasn't about just, ooh, drink these shakes. Oh, do this program. Hey, join my team. It was wholeheartedly a genuine soul. And I love that about her. So yes, I signed up with her, and it's been amazing ever since then. And when I started, she can vouch, I was so antisocial. I did not post on Instagram or Facebook because I'm so just quiet. I keep my life to myself. I don't talk about it or anything. And it's been over a year, and I have opened up so much and changed dramatically. Just being with this team. And I mean, now it's, I started going to my doctor's appointments. I found out I had a fibroid that was growing. I found out I had a bad strand of HPV that could cause cancer. So all that was scary. And luckily I got a hysterectomy. I'm good now. But because of this, I've focused on my health. It's not about just working out and trying to fit into a bikini. It was my mental health, my physical health. You know, now I'm going to the doctor. Yes, I'm taking depression medication, but I'm doing counseling. I'm addressing all the things that had been ignored for so long. And this team supports me in everything that I talk about. There's no judgment. There's no judgment on what you're going through or what's happening in your life. You know, these are people that, yes, we haven't seen, you know, face to face without a screen, but we're all here as a family together, you know, taking care of each other and supporting each other. You know, now I'm about to finish my 8th program. I went from not working out at all to working out 7 days a week. I even have my kids are working out with me, and my husband is working out, who works out, does PT all the time, and goes to the gym. And he would not work out with me. He's like, I'm going to the gym. I'm going to be gone for 2 hours. Now that man is here at home with me, doing a boxing program with me and my son, cutting up and laughing. And it's great because it's united us together as a family. So this quarantine time kind of brought us together because now we're just so in tune with each other. And now I'm present with what's going on with my kids and everybody and myself. And it's just life-changing. So don't think that, you know, you don't have time, because I used to have tons of excuses for why I didn't have time for my health, why I didn't have time to work out, why I didn't focus on myself. Everybody has time. You just have to make it. And don't be afraid to share your journey, to share your story. We all have stories. We've all been through stuff. There's no shame in what you've experienced in your life. You know, just this is a group that is going to embrace you and love you and support you no matter what. So thank you for listening to my story, and I hope this has been encouraging for you. And I'm going to pass it off to Elisa.
Hi, everyone. My name is Elisa. So I'll give you a brief background of how I ended up here. Well, first, actually, I live in New Jersey, and Jenna is my coach. We actually went to high school together. We weren't really friends in high school, but now we talk every day. So in 2014, I graduated from college. I went home. I lived with my parents, everyone's dream. And I actually had foot surgery on both of my feet. So it was a really long recovery. My whole life, I was extremely athletic. I played sports, but I don't know if anyone else has gone through any type of surgery where you're just limited and stuck in the house, and it's just really hard on your emotions and your body. So when I found Beachbody, Jenna messaged me, and it was in 2015. I finished my recovery for both of my feet, and my headspace was just not good. At that point, I was very depressed. Obviously, being an athlete and being used to being like outside and involved in activities and just surrounded around people, you really being stuck in the house, it just takes a mental toll. And I wasn't doing what was necessary for me to stay healthy with my mindset or my body at that time. So Jenna reached out to me once I recovered, and I blew her off, I think, in the beginning, the first couple times, but she was persistent. So So I signed up. I did 21 Day Fix as my first program. And honestly, for me, it wasn't about the weight loss at all. Like I said, I was athletic. I thought I was in decent shape. Um, for me, it was more about the community and just getting my mindset right, committing to something, and gaining my self-confidence back, because I lost all of that during my surgery recovery. So I became a discount coach, and I honestly had no plans on working the business whatsoever. I strictly just did it because I wanted the discount, and the discount was great. um, so I started that way. And then after that, I started getting messages. Everyone kept commenting on all my pictures and liking my transformations. And I was like, oh, like maybe I can really help people with this. At first, I honestly didn't think I could connect with anyone. I didn't think people would relate to my story. And in the beginning, I didn't really want to share my story because obviously that is personal, and I just didn't want to put myself out there to be judged. And finding this community was like just game changer. It changed my whole mindset on how I just looked at life. And I became a discount coach. And after that, I started really just diving into the business. I took a lapse as well from coaching. I do have a full-time job, but have recently recommitted. Really, fitness and helping others is my passion. There's no better feeling than helping someone and having them tell you that you changed their life. So that's really like how it all started. I believed in the products, and that brought me here today, and I'm happy to be here. Obviously, I suck at personal speaking. I'm just gonna be straight up honest. I'm really nervous, probably rambling, make no sense, but I'm so happy to have found all of you. I'm so happy that we can all inspire others who are struggling with just rough times. And I hope one of our stories can relate to you and help you dive in and commit to something that's going to change your life. And I'm going to pass it on to Krista.
Hi, y'all. So my name is Krista. So I don't know why I'm nervous right now, so I hope this goes away, but I am. So I first started my journey about a year ago now. It's been just over a year. And I first started as a discount coach. I had followed my coach's, Kim. She is actually not a working coach. So that was definitely interesting for me to transition to being a working coach. So, but I had followed her journey. She was just doing Beachbody, doing 80-day obsession, and I loved her results. I knew I needed something, a change for me, because was working full time. I was college full time, and I kind of lost myself. And I just gained a lot of weight, and I knew I needed change, especially because I knew me and my fiance were going to be getting engaged sooner rather than later. So I knew I needed to get my ass into shape. Sorry, sore. So I knew I needed to push myself. I wanted it for myself. So I knew I had to do something. I knew I needed this change. So watching her, I was like, all right, what are you doing? I want this. So she had convinced me to just be a discount coach. I literally just wanted that 25% off, just so that way I knew I wanted the supplements and all of that. So that's why I was like, all right, I'm going to give this a shot. So as I was doing, I actually did start with 80-day obsession. So I followed her, saw her journey, knew I wanted that. So when I did do 80-day obsession, I was like, all right, let's give this a shot, because I'd always tried the gym. And I never stuck with it. I would maybe stick with it for a month, and then I would just quit. I wouldn't continue to go. So I knew I wanted something. So at home, I was like, all right, let's see if this is going to be for me. And it ended up being so. So with all of that, I kind of started seeing my results. So from, day 1 of 80 day to day 80, I had ended up losing over 10 pounds. And the biggest thing was, obviously, they always say to take pictures, take the pictures, showcase that, because that's what truly makes a difference, because I didn't physically see that day-to-day difference. And going back and now watching my journey, I was like, oh my God, I actually made something for myself. I actually got to see that in myself. Even to this day, going back and seeing my day 1, it just makes me so proud of where I am. And seeing my journey, that is what made me be an actual coach. I knew I wanted what I got for myself for other people. I didn't do it for the money, still don't. That's obviously a bonus, but right now I'm doing it for me. And the reason why I show my journey is because I'm like, this is what people need. This is what they need in their lives for themselves, because it has been such an impact for me that I just want to show that to everyone. It's been great, and I'm growing my team now because of it. I've been able to rank advance, and yes, okay, I'm making some money on the side, which is great. And it's also now pushing me to utilize all my pockets of time to work harder, to push harder. So that way, maybe one day this is what I can do full time. I work 10 hours a day. So, that on top of this, plus trying to give personal time, time to my fiance, I'm a fur mama, all of that stuff, everything that's important to me, I try to make it a priority. So this is where this is now a priority for myself. I was never into really fitness. I used to play sports, but I was never that day-to-day person who would work out. Didn't think that was for me. Nutrition, still working on, but I've gotten better due to this. So that's been, a bonus for me. But I'm just grateful that, when I did start, and with me not having a working coach, that I was able to have, Amanda is actually the person that I talk to, weekly, daily, everything. So I was just so grateful that, her being my upline coach, that she did take me under her wing. So I've learned a lot just from her, and just obviously from all the ladies that you see here, all the ladies that have been talking. We are a community that, and I think that's kind of also what has inspired me to continue to go day to day, and really just push me on my journey and to keep bringing this to other people. So with me growing my team and now seeing them show up daily, that also pushes me even more. So not only am I showing up for myself, but seeing them show up pushes me more. So I don't know, this is something that's been great. I think that everyone should try to do this opportunity. It might be overwhelming at the beginning, but don't get overwhelmed. I was a person that did, and it's kind of terrifying because you don't know where to, you don't know what to do. You don't know where to start, but you have the tools, you have us, you have all sorts of, other coaches that are here to help you. So don't be afraid to do this. If you are willing to do it, wanting to do it, just give it a shot. I know someone said to at least give it 2 weeks, just at least do that. It's worth it. So I don't know, this journey has been great. So I hope y'all enjoy it as well. And with that being said, I'm actually going to be passing this along to Jessie.
Okay, the unmute button hates me. Sorry. Hi, I'm Jessie. I guess we're calling me Jessie today. I have 7 kids. Sorry if there's crazy noise in the background because I have 3 dogs, a turtle, some fish, 2 rabbits. So anyway, it's a freaking zoo over here. That's my life. But I still find time to invite people and really just show them what my life is about. I am from Houston. Jenna is my coach. She is a boss. And basically, I started off wanting to end my life, honestly. I wanted to end my life back in November of 2018. And this girl right here posted a side-by-side picture, and I said, holy crap, I don't know what the heck she's doing, but it's working for her. And it was I think it was actually like an ad she had paid for, just kind of promote herself. And I was like, girl, who is this? Who are you? I don't care what it is, but send me information. And she did almost immediately. And then I kind of somewhat ghosted her for like 5 days because I wasn't sure if I wanted to be a coach. Because that's exactly what she said. Okay, well, you should do it. It was that first thing she said, and I was like, oh my God, oh my God, I don't know if I can do this. I don't know if I can be a coach. I gotta help other people. Like, I'm overweight. I have 7 kids. They won't shut the fuck up for me to even talk to anybody on the phone. So like, how is this gonna happen? Right? Like, this is not gonna happen. So I kind of ghosted her for like 2-3 weeks, and then finally she's like, no, girl, get your stick out of your butt, okay? And sit down, sign up, and let's do it together. And I thought, okay, well, if I have somebody helping me, I could probably do this. And then she started showing me that my life isn't as boring as I thought it was, because I thought I was just a mom and I'm just a wife, that's it. Go figure, I'm not just those things. I am other things. And that's exactly what I love to do, is show my people that you are more than just a mom and a wife and a coach. And I struggled with my weight my entire life, before kids, after kids. And that's one of the biggest things that I love to talk to my people about, is weight and all that wasn't just a physical thing for me. It was a mental thing. I wanted to end my life because I thought I wasn't the perfect wife. I don't look the part. I'm not a mom that looks like 7 kids. I'm 30 and I have a 19-year-old. Like, there's no freaking way I can do this. I was $90,000 in debt because I was fighting for custody of my kids. I was like, oh my God, if I just kill myself, then my kids and my family could get my life insurance and they'd be okay. Like, that's it. But then I realized that no, during this coaching experience for me was, not only can I help myself and see myself grow into a woman that I always wanted to be, but help other women as well do the same thing and not feel so depressed and high anxiety. And I like to have fun and laugh and I like to cry and have emotions. And sorry, I just read that and it made me so happy. And I have crazy ass kids. Excuse my language. I'm sorry. I'm also a sailor when it comes to verbiage. But we're all different. And my journey with this team has been an amazing experience to have girlfriends, because I've never had girlfriends. I've never had that connection with women. I have ideas and I'm like bouncing all over the place because I'm like 50 miles an hour and that's just who I am. But these ladies get me that, okay, she just like let her talk and let her shut up and like get it out. And maybe there's a good idea in there somewhere, but they get it and you don't have to be perfect. I've already lost 36 pounds and I've completed, this will be my 4th program, the one I'm doing now. And I really don't know what else to say because I'm so pumped after listening to all you ladies. I cried, I laughed a little. This is a true ladies' night. So I feel really emotional. And thank you so much for just showing up tonight. Jenna, I'm assuming I'm going to you, my love.
For those of you who hopped on later, my name is not Kaylee. I am Jenna. I'm on my coach's Zoom. All right. Whew. Gotta like break it down a second. We were all actually messaging each other in our chat and we're like, we're crying. No, I'm crying. You're crying. I actually learned a lot about all of my coaches tonight. And I know we had a lot of speakers and we were talking a lot, but I think it's really important to see how different we all are. Like, we are all totally different. So if you've been following me or Hannah or Amanda or whoever, and you're like, I can't do that because she's this way, like, that's totally squashed. Also, one thing Krista didn't mention was like she had to postpone her wedding because of this whole thing, and she's still showing up here. Like, we have teachers who are working quarantine with their children. Life is crazy, but if you have a passion for wanting to better your health, your fitness, your children's lives. Like, my husband's lost 30 pounds. He has changed his life. He does the programs with me as well, something I forgot to mention, but he didn't for 2 years, you know? So this is something that can change your life in more ways than just one. Like we said, the community is key. I never had a bunch of girlfriends growing up either, really. I'm not friends with any of my high school friends. The community is key. And moving here from New Jersey was like, I was really upset to leave. I'm not anymore because of everything going on, but I miss you guys. We have coaches from all over the place, but I feel like I can still see them all the time because we're showing up. Like we do our team calls on Zoom every week. So community is key. And I can cry because listening to all your stories. Does anybody have any questions before I just keep talking? We like to talk. You'll see we do have some introverts, but like, I think there was some coaches on here who spoke tonight for the first time. So congratulations to you guys, because I know it can be scary, but see, like you step out of your comfort zone and that's what we do. We push you to do that. I was the kid I missed 60 days in my senior year because I did not want to give presentations in school. Okay. But here I am today. So don't ever like doubt yourself or think you can't do something. Like, no, I was the fat girl. Like that was me who was, in abusive relationships. So thank you. We appreciate that. Are there any questions? Like, this is the time to ask. Don't be afraid. We can take it. Someone who's tried it. Okay. So I think failing, everybody fails. You fail forward. And that's the thing. Like you are only failing if you quit. If you full on quit and you decide like, I'm just not going to do it. Like that is failing. But we all fail forward. I mean, I'm about to finish my 18th Beachbody program, and I have failed a lot of times in my workouts. I have failed a lot of times in my marriage. I failed a lot. But like, if you have children or if you are somebody who has struggled in the past, like I always love the analogy they use, like you learn how to walk as a child, right? Like you don't just say, well, screw it, walking's not for me, I'm just not going to do it. Like you figure it out, you keep going and you show up every single day. And I think also you have to get real with yourself. Like there's been coaches on this team who have come back into this business and they weren't actually giving it their all. So you have to be honest with yourself too. I think that's really important. And I'm a very tough love real coach. That is who I am because that's what's gotten a lot of myself and other coaches on this team to overcome their obstacles in this business. So I say go for it and don't ever give up on yourself. Fail forward. That is huge. Yeah, we're awesome. So you should totally join us. That's pretty much it. We could have just said it and left it at that. I'm not creative. So like, that's the other thing that's cool about this team. There are things that we're all good at, right? So like we have Sunday planning calls. We hop on a call for 30 minutes. We talk about our week. And like Amanda's a teacher. Kate's a teacher. So we have people on our team that are creative and who sometimes handle the more creative things. And then we have people who are more like outspoken, like me and Jess. So that's what we do as a team though. Like we all make our team successful by giving what we offer and what we are good at, and we learn from each other. And once again, just like being yourself. Like there are successful coaches out there who post on Instagram and their slides are not pretty, but they're being themselves. Or, their posts aren't always put together, but they're being authentic. So you don't have to be creative to be a coach at all, because I am not creative. That is not me. Are there any other questions? Oh, we have a chat going. What do you think is the best way or least? So when you actually join our team, we put you through a training. It's a self-paced 2-week training where you learn how to invite authentically. You learn how to post. You learn how to work this business. We are not like coaches, you get messages probably from people that are like, hey, I just started this business. Like, do you want to drink this shake? And it's like, oh my God, no. Like, don't talk to me like that. Like, if somebody messaged me like that, I would ignore them. Once again, community. I invite people, and you'll hear that some people ignored me, but I invite people to join me by simply just inviting them. Like, hey, I see you're watching my stories. Have you ever thought about joining one of my Fit Bod Squad groups? It's sometimes we make it so much more difficult than we need to. Like, it is really simple to invite people on your journey. If people are watching you every single day, right? People who watch my stories, who comment on my posts, like, guess what? You're getting an invite, because people sometimes are too afraid to reach out to you. I've had, right? Who on here has like ignored me? Is there any questions on here? Amanda, do you want to answer any of these questions? And I'm like talking a lot.
Yeah, I'll answer Deanna's actually, because I invited her. So hi, Deanna. Nice to meet you. So Deanna was asking if you're someone who's more of like an introvert and you really don't post on social media. So the one thing that you have to know about all of this is that all of us, no one has any training in social media at all. And a lot of it just comes from speaking authentically. I always tell my coaches, look, you don't need to have some fantastic lifestyle, because people will laugh at who you are and people will connect with you because of who you are. So, I mean, if you've watched my stories before, I post like a boomerang of my daughter making a mess in my living room. And I'm like, Hurricane Eliza's coming through. And then people will like respond to me and go like, oh my God, that's funny. Like, and then some people even send me videos of their kids making messes in their house. And it's all about making connections, because we don't, and if you decide to join our team, we do have trainings that you can do, and you can have one-on-one trainings with your upline coach, but we don't sell to people, and we genuinely just share our journey and we share who we are. So if you know anything about the person that you're following, you could probably tell me if they have kids, if they're married, where they live, because they probably talk about that on their social media. And it would just be more of you getting comfortable with that at first. And it might feel awkward, and that's okay. As some of the coaches spoke tonight, they said it was the first time they were doing it, or they were scared, or they're nervous. It's just coming with it. But the best way to learn is kind of what Jenna was saying, is to fail forward. So.
Yeah. And then another question is, how quickly do you make your money back? So I actually wasted a long time in my business by not working. I was young, dumb, and I really kicked myself in the butt. But honestly, I've seen coaches, one of our coaches who spoke on our national wake up call, we have corporate calls on Monday, and she literally like signed up like 10 people in her first week of just doing it, because she was doing the action steps. So, I mean, it's really all based on if you are doing the work. Your goal, help 3 new people in your first month, and you make your initial investment back. And once again, it's just by authentically showing up, sharing your story. We all know somebody, especially right now, who needs this, who needs at-home workouts, nutrition, community. Like, there are people out there who need this. And our stats, like with Beachbody, we had over 1,000 new coaches join the other day, like 700 something million people signed on to Beachbody. We had 20 million workouts done on Tuesday or something like that. Like, that's insane. People need this right now. We are in the United Kingdom, Canada, US, and we are launching to France. So we're growing. Like, this isn't just, the market's not saturated. Believe me. I've helped a lot of people this month already. So it's all based off of your hard work and dedication. But if you believe in yourself and you go for it, you can do it. What do you think is the best? All right, so did I read them? Yeah, so I mean, we're all scared when we get started. Fear is normal, but it's one of those things that we've all kind of pushed through, and that's where we've come up on top. And we're like, I remember Kim telling me like, I'm scared. I'm like, shut up and do it. No, I'm just kidding. But like, you overcome it by doing it, right? Like, you get, same with your workouts. You get stronger by showing up every day and pressing play on your workouts. You get better at eating healthier by learning how to eat healthier. It's really the same thing. It's just by doing it. Okay. 2 little brats to bed. That is so funny. Do you feel there's social media? So everybody use social media differently. Like, for me, I use Facebook and Instagram. Both work well for me. There are coaches, very successful coaches who use Facebook. There's very successful coaches who use just Instagram. There's coaches who use both and get people to join more through Instagram or through Facebook. It really is just going to be depending on you. Like, Amanda gets a lot of people from Facebook to interact with her stuff. Mine doesn't. But we also do social media training in our coach mentorship, and we talk about branding. Like, we literally teach you what to do and what not to do. And every day, we share what we're doing and what works for us, and we work together as a team to make sure that you guys are understanding how to build the business. And you're going to make mistakes, and that's fine. We're going to teach you how to not make them again. Like, that is just what we do. All right. But I know it's late and people have children, and some of you guys might be drunk. I don't know if you guys have been drinking a lot on this call, but I know when I drink, I want to go to sleep. But I'm doing the no booze challenge. Ariane, you raised your hand. Was that on purpose? Okay. Lower hand. All right. Well, I want to get a picture because this is awesome that we had all the awesome people on here tonight. So there's 2 slides actually of people. So everybody just smile for a few minutes. All right. And I gotta go to the next slide. just keep on smiling because you don't know what slide you're on. We do this every week too. We take pictures of ourselves. Okay. If you follow me on Instagram, you see my Jiggle Juice videos. I like to dance. But yeah, we just really have broken everybody out of their shells, and it's freaking awesome. So if you are interested in joining the team, make sure you reach out to your coach. Our coach mentorship will start in the beginning of May, but you can hop in and get started as soon as you would like. No pressure. This is just, once again, something for you to come in, listen, learn, and do what you please with it. But we really appreciate you guys all hopping on tonight. And if you have any other questions, feel free to ask your coach, or you can post in the group. And I will post the recording in the group as well. All right, guys.
Thank you, ladies.